There are times when we want to take a break from fun open-world titles and dive into some of the major hardcore adventures to really test our gaming skills and maybe even rage quit or break the controller. That's why this list contains 15 plus hardest games that will make you cry. From the moment you wake up in Yharnam, you know this isn't your average button masher. Even the tutorial boss still has players crying in the shower. The attack patterns feel like playing chess while the board is on fire. You die, you learn, you die again. It's like you're stuck in a dark, twisted loop with no light of hope. The only way is learn and get better over time. Unlike other Souls games, here you can't acquire a powerful build or completely skip certain areas. Nothing is optional in Yharnam. Weapons aren't just tools, they're personality tests. Are you a threaded cane kind of clever killer, or a holy blade brute forcing your way through Victorian hell? The areas blend horror and beauty so seamlessly, it feels like someone painted a cathedral with madness. And this truly is one of my favorite aspects because you won't find any other Souls game that contains this level of dark and somewhat thrilling atmosphere. You could say the lore here is kind of like Dark Souls, but written by someone who spent a weekend locked in a haunted library. All in all, there's nothing like beating Ludwig at 3 AM with 1 HP and a broken lamp nearby. My only wish at the moment is to see this game being officially available on PC and PS5. Let's talk about another Souls games. And a quick heads up, this list does contain more games besides the From Software titles. Coming back to the game, Sekiro is hands down one of my favorite Souls games. Honestly, I completed this game 3 times and each time I discovered something new. My first time was a complete wreck as I played it at the time of release. But over time, things became easy and I nailed the playthrough in both my second and third revisit. Sekiro is probably the hardest Souls games along with Bloodborne. From your first duel with Genichiro to the nightmare that is the Guardian Ape, the game redefines pain in pixels. Each boss is a dance partner with a sword, and you better learn the steps or get cut down trying. The parry system is like rhythm game meets samurai showdown. Forget dodge rolls, timing is your religion now. Weapons are fewer but deeper. Your katana becomes an extension of your will, not just a tool. Prosthetic arms with shurikens and flamethrowers. Sekiro's version of Swiss Army gear. You have got a whole arsenal, and the best thing is that you build this arsenal from scratch as you progress further into the game. You acquire new tools, combine stuff, acquire materials, learn skills, and there's so much more. Overall, it's like a Sengoku-era ink painting come to life. Sekiro doesn't hold your hand. It cuts it off and says, you'll learn. And somehow, you do.
Do it! Well done.
Farewell.
Elden Ring isn't just a game, it's a spiritual boot camp wrapped in gorgeous torment. You'll stroll into Limgrave thinking you're the main character, only to get backhanded into humility by a tree sentinel on horseback like it's his day job. And when you think about it, that guy was kind of like a mini-boss. Remember the time when the game was released, everybody was uploading videos dying to the first basic enemy, the legendary tree sentinel. Speaking of the other enemies, let's just say it's a buffet of nightmares. Skeletons that reassemble like Lego, dogs that move faster than your Wi-Fi, and wizards that spam spells like they're running a Twitch stream. Boss fights? Think WWE meets Greek tragedy. Dramatic, punishing, and weirdly poetic. Learning their attack patterns is like learning a dance where every misstep means death. But once you finally parry that blade or land a finishing blow, it's chef's kiss. You feel like the Elden Lord, until the next fog wall. The good thing is that the weapons are plentiful. Swords the size of delivery trucks, spells that nuke the screen, and whips that scream Castlevania. Elden Ring is like if Miyazaki said, let's traumatize them, artistically. Briefly, the lore is amazing. Gods falling, demigods scheming, and legendary queen warming up to wreck you up. All in all these moments that you experience, whether they'd be about dying from bosses, or accidentally jumping from a cliff, or even getting surprised from an arrow shot and looking at another dead screen, all these moments are what make Elden Ring unforgettable. Devil May Cry 5 is what happens when stylish action meets anime-level sibling drama. Dante and Virgil throwing hands like it's a Thanksgiving dinner gone wrong. Customization? Oh, you'll spend hours tweaking combos and taunts just to flex mid-fight like a true demon slayer. The difficulty ramps up faster than a Soulsborne Reddit thread. Bosses aren't just tough. They've got attack patterns that feel like dance choreography from hell. One second you're vibing, the next you're juggling enemies like you're in a Cirque du Soleil. Weapons. Dante's got more gear than a Final Fantasy protagonist, and each one feels like its own minigame. Every area drips with gothic flair, from cursed cathedrals to neon chaos. The lore dives deep, demons, dimensions, and family beef messier than a reality show. The graphics, chef's kiss. Unreal Engine makes every sword slash look like concept art in motion. And when you first see Virgil split the air with Yamato, you'll reconsider your life choices. My personal highlight? Landing a perfect SSS combo in front of a hulking boss, then casually riding away on a rocket-powered arm. Pure dopamine. It's not just a game, it's a playable anime with daddy issues and a killer soundtrack.
Don't you dare say it. Jackpot.
Doom Eternal isn't just a game. It's a cardio workout wrapped in a metal soundtrack and dipped in demon blood. Enemies swarm like it's Black Friday at a Hellmart, especially on Nightmare difficulty where blinking is a luxury you can't afford. Bosses are not just big, they're mechanics-heavy puzzles with teeth. One wrong dodge and you're a Doom Guy pancake. Weapons feel handcrafted by angry gods, swapping from super shotgun to ballista mid-air while juggling attack patterns is the shooter version of jazz. Every arena is its own metal album cover, and the story is surprisingly deep for a guy who speaks only in grunts. Power-ups drop like candy at a demon pinata party, and every encounter tests both reflexes and resolve. Overall, it's Doom Eternal. Not just a basic game, but a full-throttle opera of violence and victory. If you're tired of the basic Souls stuff, then it's time to change things up and play some gore, fast-paced action. Returnal is like Groundhog Day with guns. You die, rewind, and die better. The game throws you into an alien bullet hell fever dream where bosses aren't just tough, they're dance instructors teaching you the art of dodging in 4/4 time. Imagine a cosmic fireworks show except you're the target. Weapons evolve like Pokemon, and the power-ups feel like Christmas morning, until one curses you. It's not just a game, it's a lifestyle. Every run has you whispering, "Just one more go," at 3 a.m. The story unfolds in fragments, like trying to solve a puzzle inside a dream you keep waking up from. Returnal doesn't just test your reflexes, it messes with your head, and you love it for that. If I have to sum up the best features of the game, then it's the graphics, the fast-paced action, the exploration, the main character, and the overall rewind concept.
My sidearm. Continuing towards the signal's origin.
Dark Souls 1 is the OG granddaddy of Get Good gaming. The game that taught an entire generation of players that you died is just another form of encouragement. From the very first time you roll off that Asylum Demon's platform with nothing but broken dreams and a hilt, you know you're in for something special. The game doesn't hold your hand. It slaps it away, sets it on fire, and then throws you into Blighttown without warning. Traps lurk around every corner like budget jump scares, and bosses are less fights and more violent job interviews. Ornstein and Smo still visit me in my nightmares. But beyond the punishing difficulty, the real beauty lies in the dance. Learning attack patterns, choosing the perfect weapon, and mastering timing until the impossible becomes instinctual. The interconnected world design is a masterclass. Every shortcut unlocked feels like discovering a secret passage in your childhood home. And when you finally ring that second bell of awakening, that's not just progress, that's growth, that's a triumph. Dark Souls isn't just a game, it's therapy by trial and fire, and it's worth every scar.
To the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Cuphead is basically the love child of 90s cartoons and a hardcore boss fight marathon. Think Looney Tunes got a PhD in difficulty. From the second you see its hand-drawn vintage-style artworks, you know you're in for a wild ride. The bosses are absolute legends. Each one is like a trap waiting to snap shut with insane attack patterns that keep you guessing. It's like a dance where one wrong step means game over. Personally, nothing beats the rush of nailing a perfect parry or dodging a barrage of attacks in the final phases of a boss fight. It's pure awesomeness. Power-ups feel earned, and you actually notice your skills grow with each tough encounter. And the graphics are so stunningly retro, it's like stepping into a cartoon that's both nostalgic and fresh. Cuphead's popularity is no surprise. It's the perfect storm of punishing challenge and irresistible style. Honestly, it's the kind of game that makes you scream, laugh, and fist pump all in one sitting. If 90s cartoons had bosses, Cuphead would be the final exam you secretly want to ace. Celeste is like the Everest of indie platformers, brutally tough but insanely rewarding. From the get-go, its difficulty hits you like a well-timed spike trap, especially during boss fights that feel less like battles and more like intricate dance routines with pixel-perfect attack patterns. Celeste's charm is in its tight controls and clever movement options rather than flashy firepower. Traversing its beautifully pixelated areas feels like exploring a living, breathing storybook, where every mountain ledge and hidden corner holds pieces of Madeline's journey and the game's deep lore. Graphically, it's a masterclass in retro aesthetics, simple yet expressive, with animations that pack emotion into every jump and dash. Popularity-wise, it's earned a cult following for a reason. The blend of punishing platforming and heartfelt storytelling hooks you in tight. Overall, if you are in the mood for something underrated and a bit of outdated, or let's just say kind of old style, then Celeste is your best choice along with Cuphead. Ghostrunner is like the love child of a cyberpunk fever dream and a caffeine-fueled ninja workout. This fast-paced hack and slash ramps up the floor with lightning reflexes and brutal enemy AI that feels like it's out to personally ruin your day. Think Bullet Hell meets Samurai Showdown, where memorizing attack patterns is your survival guide. Graphically, it's a cyberpunk feast for the eyes, sharp and dripping with style. Power-ups feel earned, rewarding skill rather than luck, and characters, while minimalist, pack enough personality to make you root for them amid the chaos. Honestly, here I'm talking both parts. Ghostrunner series is distinct and at the same time sends a rush to your brain like you just drank 5 cans of Red Bull. I recommend that you should get some free time, a couple of hours, and in that time boot up the game and play for the first 4 to 5 hours. You will realize how addictive it is. Sifu is like the love child of a kung fu movie and a roguelike, brutal, beautiful, and built to test your patience. The aging mechanic is genius. Every time you die, you get older, a bit wiser, but also closer to that final curtain call. It's like Groundhog Day meets Jackie Chan, where every fight demands you learn boss attack patterns and fine-tune your moveset like a martial arts playlist. Speaking of attacks, this is the best feature of the game. You have full freedom of attacking however you want. Like you could just throw glass bottles, smack enemies with a MPO, or go full traditional kung fu style, and use your fists and kicks, and don't forget to take advantage of environmental kills. Bonus tip: the game shows slow-mo takedowns which really boost the spirits and also look totally awesome at the same time. I'll never forget the first time I dodged a boss's crushing blow at the last second. Felt like Nioh dodging bullets in slow-mo. The difficulty spikes feel fair, like the game's saying, you want to be a master? Prove it. It's tough, it's unforgiving, but man, it hits so satisfying when you finally land that perfect combo. In the end, Sifu isn't just a game, it's a lesson in patience and a little bit of kung fu flair. The only thing I recommend is to get ready to spend some really good time, because you will need to master the steps and unlock a couple of shortcuts to progress faster in your next run.
Drop your weapon! Not so tough, eh?
The Ninja Gaiden series is basically the dark horse of hack and slash games, like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while sprinting. Playing as Ryu Hayabusa, you feel like a shadowy ninja god slicing through enemies with movesets smoother than a ninja's vanish. Let's just say it's the gaming equivalent of drinking black coffee. No sugar, no mercy. Boss fights are legendary tests of pattern spotting and patience. If you don't learn the attack mechanics, you're toast. From crazy weapons to tight level design, every area feels like a dojo of death. Personally, nothing beats that heart-pounding moment when you finally master a tough boss or pull off a perfect counterattack. It's purely electrifying. Ryu is the definition of silent badass, with just enough story to keep you hooked without boring you. Finally, the best thing is that even the players who love games with updated visuals or modern graphics can get the taste of Ninja Gaiden because a new title, kind of a remake, was just recently released. However, in my opinion, the OG games are still the best experiences. They are the reason why the game is even here in this list. The difficulty in the older games is much intense.
Genshin, go back to hell. All paths before me are cruel and arduous.
Metal Gear Rising is like the ultimate robotic ninja fever dream. Think of a synth-heavy soundtrack boosting power and adrenaline as you slice through waves of enemies with laser precision. The game nails that badass vibe, especially when you're up against Armstrong, the final boss who's basically a walking, talking symbol of "you ain't ready for this." And believe me guys, this guy is one of the toughest bosses of gaming. Massive health, multiple phases, precision timing. There's a lot to do in here, and yes, you will surely die a couple of times. Although, the game somewhat does feel a little button mashing, but the more you move forward, the more you will realize that it's just fast-paced, and you gotta be careful. Parrying, cutting through foes like paper, and switching weapons mid-battle feels incredibly satisfying. The game's popularity is well earned. It's tough but fair, with power-ups that reward skill over grinding. Personally, the moment when you first master the parry and just feel unstoppable is unforgettable. Metal Gear Rising isn't just a game. It's a high-octane dance of steel and speed. Honestly, this right here is an underrated title, and I truly want more people to experience it because there's no boredom here. From start to finish, your only goal is to sprint forward, kill enemies, listen to philosophical speeches, and view those stunning cinematic cutscenes.
Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes, a new America will be born!
The Nioh series is like if Dark Souls and Sekiro had a baby, and then fed it Red Bull and samurai philosophy. The game doesn't just throw you into history, it hurls you headfirst into folklore with a katana in one hand and anxiety in the other. And believe me, both parts are highly deadly and packed with lots of content. The bosses are half nightmare fuel and half mythology class. Fighting them feels like learning to dance. And what if your dance partner is a flaming demon that hates your guts? Each one has attack patterns tighter than your internet budget on payday. Learn them or get sent back to your shrine. Honestly, Nioh is a different kind of experience. It's not your traditional Souls-like adventure. There's just something entirely different about it. It's a lot more flashy with vast number of choices. Weapons range from katanas to kusarigama, each with its own vibe. Want to feel like a graceful samurai or a raging storm? Pick your poison. To wrap it up, in my opinion, if you have played all the major Souls titles and want something different, then Nioh might be your next choice. And make sure to play both parts, because the second one is perhaps the best one.
Master Hanzo, leave these fiends to me.
Understood.
Before I reveal my final pick, here are some bonus games. Flappy Bird. A difficult game about climbing. Lies of P.
The light shines brightest in the darkest of times.
All right, buddy, I'm here for you.
Getting Over It. Hollow Knight is basically the Metroidvania title you didn't know you needed. Think underground kingdoms filled with hidden enemies, secret treasure, and enough nooks to get delightfully lost in. It's a masterpiece if you're into Metroidvania games. Boss fights are where it shines, each one a masterclass in attack patterns and mechanics that always keeps you moving. Whether you're dodging the deadly swings of Hornet or unraveling the mysteries of the Pale King, every encounter feels like a story unto itself. The weapons and power-ups aren't just upgrades, they're tools for discovery, opening new areas and new ways to fight. The hand-drawn art perfectly sets the tone for this dark and mysterious world. Personally, I love the thrill of finding a hidden charm or unlocking a tough new skill. It's like the game's way of winking at you, saying, "You're getting good." Hollow Knight is one of those games that anyone can play, and will also be a great entry point if you're planning on entering the genre. When you first enter the game, you will probably get a feeling of overwhelm as everything feels too much, but after a couple of hours, you'll start to get the hang of everything, and that's when the games become exciting. It's one of those games where you can lose yourself for hours just exploring and enjoying the experience. Alright, this sums up some of the hardest games that you should definitely play, or maybe even avoid. Anyways, sure, some of these games are mostly Souls titles, but if you are not into them, then try out the other picks from the list.